Hey, you guys. Hey, how y'all doing? Um, Let me share the live. Okay. I'm back. I had to do something first, y'all. Sorry. Let's see here. Okay. I wanted to talk about this because I was really thinking about this. Hey, how you doing, Miss Scott? That these two people have one thing in common, or maybe you can see the difference in the way that they're being treated, right? So if you notice right now, the black community is trying to get Young Miami to take accountability for making so-called harmful music and the effect that it's having on the black community, black people, all of that. You're hearing people that never in their life spoke out about music, rap music. You never heard none of these people talk about it before, but now all of a sudden, they're talking about it. They're talking about how Young Miami song is affecting the black community. They never talked about Dr. Dre, never talked about Snoop Dogg, never talked about Eazy-E, never talked about Jay-Z, never talked about Biggie, never talked about 50 Cent, never talked about Ja Rule, never talked about NBA Youngboy, Lil Durk, King Von, never talked about none of these people, but yet they want to talk about Young Miami, right? Because people feel comfortable critiquing black women and dragging black women and putting the responsibility of everything on their shoulders, right? But now, flip side, people don't like the way KC the majority of the community definitely did not talk about none of those rappers. What are you talking about? Dr. Dre beat the brakes off of several black women and got a Man of the Year award. Are you good? Like, this is what I'm saying. The type of excuses that black women will make, like, is scary to me. Like a comment from that Kia made, that's actually terrifying to me that you think that. Like, are you okay? Anyway, let me just keep going. Now when you think about KC, right? You see black women get drugged for filth on reality TV shows all the time, right? You hear people talk up they'll go on the show. The black men don't like them. The biracial men don't like them. The white men don't like them. The Hispanics don't like them, or they get humiliated and they get like the angry black woman edit, and nobody says anything about it. Oh, look at how they're dragging these black women. Well, these black women might want to unalive themselves. We can't let this happen in the black community. But the first time y'all see a black man being held accountable, he himself said that he was on some BS. Now all of a sudden, we got to talk about his mental health and whatnot. You get what I'm saying? And this is exactly what I'm saying. This double standard that the black community has for black women versus black men is crazy. It's always, we got to protect black men, even when they lose their lives at the hands of the police or something like that. It's way more important, right? Than when a black woman or a black girl loses her life. And then it's just like, we wonder why black men consistently cannot compare to other groups of men. It's because there is such a unequal balance on how they're treated and coddled within the black community. And yes, terrifying, Kia. Terrifying. Because the fact that you attempted to try to act like the black community holds black rappers accountable, like the way they're trying to hold Young Miami accountable, like the way they tried to hold Meg Thee Stallion and Sexy Red and the rest of these women accountable, is crazy. Now, either you being intellectually dishonest or you a mammy. And it's either one of the two. Either you being intellectually dishonest and you know better, or you being a mammy. It's really just that simple, Kia. Like, I don't have no time to be around black women like that. Like, and I don't know what you follow me for either, because I don't understand what would ever make you hit the follow button on me. Cause yuck. Anyway, I'm not really here for that. But what I'm trying to say though is if you can see the difference in the way that these two people are being treated actively right now in the black community, that should tell you everything that you need to know. It's a definite difference. And if you think about like when black men lose their lives, right, at the hands of police officers, it doesn't matter if they're doing the most egregious thing of all time. It don't matter what they've done in their past. It doesn't matter anything about it. All it is this is wrong. This is an injustice. We've got to fight against this. But if something happens to a black woman, we got to know what type of person she was. Did she like black men? Did this, did that, did this? If they feel like it's her fault, then no sympathy. Everything else in the world. There is a difference in importance to the way black women are perceived within the black community and the way black men are. And until people, black women specifically, want to acknowledge that there is a definite stark difference, I don't know what to tell you, because I can tell you what, I have seen black women get dragged for filth on social media platforms, on reality TV shows for decades now. I never saw black men making no lives about none of this. None. Talking about, oh my goodness, like we just can't do this. We can't do this. We can't watch our sisters be drugged like this. You never heard black men say this as a large collective. I'm not saying not any black men, but at least 90%. You haven't heard this. So anyway, let me just chill. I'll start off at the bottom. Go ahead, Brown Sugar, and then I'll work my way up.
Oh, Trick, can I say one thing? Your prompt, can you move it out so that the comments are visible? You can't read it. Like,
oh yeah, sure. I'll go fix that. Sorry.
Okay.
You can go ahead, Brown Sugar, if you have something to say, or do you want me to go?
Oh yeah. I wanted to say I really think that the Young Miami hate is ridiculous and it's annoying. I see a lot of black women saying, "Oh, who is this talking about? Who do you work for?" Like what? Hey, Kalandra, how you doing? Hey, I'm written. The Young Miami hate is getting on my nerves, and I see a lot of people bringing up Diddy now. And it's very interesting to me how people have certain, smoke for other artists. There have been countless of black men who have been to these Diddy parties. Their favorite, Beyonce, has been to those Diddy parties. Her husband is very close to Diddy, and I don't see Beyonce getting canceled. I don't see everybody in her comments, "Oh, you were at the Diddy party, this and that, blah 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 blah." Like, it's really annoying. Like, I don't know why they hate Young Miami. She doesn't really do anything. I think she just gets her money and she just minds her business. But I just don't understand the hate, and I don't think the song is that bad. Y'all know how many like viral dumb songs have come out over the past years that I feel like are worse than this. And now that a black woman is, making, hitting the charts or whatever, I don't know if it's reached the Billboard, but it's getting some traction. All of a sudden, people are upset and they don't like the song and it's damaging the community. And I really think India Arie's, statement really irritated me. I appreciate her music. I think she's a great artist, but her time coming up, I know that they were a fact of men making inappropriate music that wasn't healthy for the community. So it's just like, why are you just pointing out a black woman who is making a song like that, but you weren't pointing out, I guess, 50 Cent was her generation, I don't know. But those artists out there, they weren't making good music either. So it's just like, all of a sudden now, like, people are the music police. Oh, this is the music that is supposed to be good for you and you listen to. Look, people can listen to whatever music that they want to, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I just find it irritating. And I also find it irritating how now black men are watching Love Island and they're bringing their dusty mythology to the voting. And now that's why we have KC and TT. They probably will make it to the final four because the Dusties are watching and all they do want to put on the cape for KC. excuse me, I'm sorry. Meanwhile, everyone is tearing down Anaya, and we're seeing it in real time, and no one has her back. I'm seeing black women tease her for her hair, going back on someone that looks like them, bullying her online just because the men are doing it, and it's making me sick. I just don't understand it. You know, Trey, it really breaks my heart. And I'll land there.
Sorry, I had to mute myself. I got you. I got you. I mean, I definitely agree with you, Brown Sugar. Let me keep going, though, so everybody can get a chance to speak. All right, let me go next up here to Miss Calandra. Go ahead, sis.
I just want to say that I don't think the hate that Young Miami is getting is very okay. I think the problem with the internet, however, I think a lot of people are very performative. I feel like people like to act like they're holier than thou and like to look down on people. And I feel like that's wrong because I feel like y'all don't live like that in your real lives. I feel like some of the critiques that I've seen about Young Miami where people were like, oh, she wrote a letter, but a lot of other celebrities did too, and you don't say nothing about them. Usher literally got on the couch and said, I don't know him to be like that, even after they were asking about the things that they do. But some of y'all who judging Young Miami, I still see you bought a ticket to that Usher and Chris Brown tour. And so I feel like the internet is not a real place. And I feel like a lot of these people like to like they holier than down. I feel like some people, they learn words and run with it. And they try to, I'm telling you, I've seen people say the thing about Young Miami where she wrote a supporting Diddy, but you was just at that Usher concert and Chris Brown, who just had to pay $13 million because one of his dogs attacked the housekeeper, and he didn't even do nothing about it. The least you could have did was call the police. Your dog is attacking this person, and I think they said she has lifelong injuries, and he did nothing about it. But you was at Usher, and that's why I say I think that a lot of people like to act like they're better than thou on the internet, but then they realize they not like that, and I think that's the problem. And I feel like black women are judged a lot higher than other people. And I feel like a part of it is because people always look to us to try to save them. And I think that's the problem. I feel like people look to, yeah, he owe her 13 million because I think they said that the lady injuries, I was seeing it on hate pages because I follow a lot of hate pages by him. I think they were saying that something happened to the housekeeper to the point where something on her will never be the same, but I can't remember what they were saying. It was kind of on videos where this black girl was dragging people, and she was saying how she stopped being friends with certain people over certain things. But I feel like the black community has a serious coddling issue. I think the coddling of black men leads to why black women don't really choose better, because they're taught to just accept the bare minimum because some black men are bare minimum, and I think that's the problem. But I feel like the hate that Young Miami getting isn't valid because at the end of the day, some of y'all like that in real life. Y'all like to act on the internet like, oh my God, yeah, I'm a girl's girl. You're not. You're not. And that's what my issue with it is.
All right, I got you. Calandra, I definitely agree with you, too. I'm going to keep going so everybody can speak. Go ahead, Miss Unwritten.
Hey, girly. Hey, y'all. Yeah, no, I agree with that, Kalanja. I think people love a dog piling on a black woman, and so when you have another black woman initiating it, people feel much more comfortable that the men can hide behind the women, right? And the women can hide behind the men hiding behind the women. Like, when in reality, it's like you just want to be able to dogpile on a black woman. Like, let's just keep it a buck. Because the criticism to me that I've been hearing around my Young Miami song and just the concept of this type of rap with women rappers specifically, because they don't have this much outrage for male rappers, like, ever. And I've heard some people try to reach and say, oh, well, we did try to hold some male rappers accountable back in the 90s. And I'm like, how did that work out? Like, that our community never rejected it, even so, that you did have some legislation attempting to reject it, and almost like externally outside of our community trying to hold them accountable, but it didn't stick. So even now with the the music that my Young Miami creates, it's not reflective of the demographic who potentially listens to it. So like the connection or the critique is not rooted in the reality of the black women demographic. I could see if we had a plethora of black women out here boosting on the corner and, just scamming everybody left and right. And that was just an element of our community that we needed to, really discuss and try to correct. And this Young Miami song is just like highlighting these, elements in our community that are just so bad. Black women are out here going to college. They're not having babies that much. Like the birth rate is going down, teen pregnancy is down. Like black women are doing really well. You know what I mean? And so the way in which black women absorb this type of music is just party music for us. It's you going out with your girls and you want to dance, or you at a club and this song comes on. And the way that they're talking about it, it's just like they're talking about the way you absorb it, like, you may be influenced to commit crime through the music. And I'm like, nobody is going out and robbing the bank because they listen to Yo Gotti. Like, that's not happening. Like, we not suddenly becoming boosters because of Young Miami song. Like, so it's just like the critique is not sitting in reality for me, even if we just want to critique that this isn't something that you would want to do. Like, yeah, user advised. But people are acting like our community is just so dumb. And if you listen to this music, all of a sudden it just completely changes the trajectory of your life and your decision-making skills for our adults. And I'm like, no, our community can differentiate between entertainment and how you actually want to live your life, especially black women. So I just think people really just want to, have this, like I said, Claudia said, this holier than thou take and align with dogpiling on black women, even though they know this is not really reflective of reality. But I can land there.
All right. I got you unwritten. Calandra, you said you want to say something else. Go ahead.
I also want to say that I want to thank you, Sugar, because you had me look at the situation with Young Miami a lot different. I think that one thing about the internet, I feel like I feel like the problem is that we don't decide what everybody else morals and values and what their principles are. And I appreciate you, Sugar, for making me look at that. I probably wouldn't have wrote a letter for Diddy, but that's my moral standards and my moral principle. I don't have a right to judge other people with how they live their lives and what they do. And I just wanted to add, I think that's also a problem with the internet, is that people have a hard time understanding that everybody not like you. They don't think like you. What their moral code is very different from yours. And who are you to tell somebody what their moral code is? So I want to thank you for giving me that perspective, Trigger.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, and I'm not saying that, yeah. But well, Brown Sugar has something to say. So before I respond to what you guys have said, because all of you guys said a lot of great stuff, let me go down here to Brown Sugar first. Go ahead, Brown Sugar.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out, I think that music is very influential. And when it comes to hip hop music and certain hip hop music and specifically drill, I do feel like the ninjas that be outside, the YNs, they do be putting on drill music to commit these drills. The music that they're rapping does insinuate violence, and that's all that they talk about. Now they'll try to compare that to like Megan Thee Stallion or something like that, but I feel like that is incorrect. Like, I think that her music is uplifting, telling women get their own, F these dudes or whatever. But I do feel like when these young men or men in general are listening to this negative music, or even if you go back to the 90s, how hip hop has caused a lot of damage in the community, I do feel like the music that they're listening to is extremely influential. And I feel like it incites something, like it's something that is spiritually. I hope I'm making sense. Like, I think that music can be very spiritual. Sometimes people pray over music and stuff like that, but I really feel like a lot of this music, especially when it comes to the drill genre, is very demonic. And that's why you've seen a lot of young men being unalived in the streets, because the music that they're listening to is insane. So, they're listening to schmurder music. Like, that's all it is. But I don't think that black women are impacted how black men are. I hope I'm making sense. I just feel like black women do not take that influence of that kind of music like that. You know what I'm saying?
All right. I got
Can
you.
I
I think,
respond? Or you
I think
okay.
Written wants to respond, and then I'll respond to all the things that you guys have said.
Okay.
Nobody
Yeah.
said Young Miami's uplifting. Like, Okay. Don't do me. Go ahead, Unwritten. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. You're good. So I think it's the environment is what actually influences the music, not the other way around. When we were looking at the 90s, right? Like we know that our community was impacted by the crime on DURG, right? Or the war on DURGs, right? So the music began to shift because the environment began to shift. And so music is only a mirror, it's not a conduit. And people seem to think that it's the opposite way around. But the reality is that the people who are creating the music are reflecting their environments. And the people who are listening to that music is either resonating with it, meaning they're already living that life, and they hear a song and it's like, oh, I see myself in this because you're already living that. And gangster rap was a very niche aspect of the rap genre because it was reflective of people in that niche environment. People outside of that environment could not resonate with the rap, and they thought in that type of rap because that's not the life that they were living. And it's the same today. Like majority of people are not going to resonate with drill. It's still very much a subset of rap, of the people who are already engaging in those types of activities, and they're just putting it on a beat, right? It's just reflecting their life. But then you will have some people or some elements of these niche genres of music that we have that will make it more mainstream, and it would go across people who are not living that life. So to me, similar to the Young Miami, where a lot of people like the music or like the song because it's catchy, not because they are actually boosting or that they're actually scamming, right? So it's the other way around. And so if we want to change or regulate or criticize the music per se, you have to first change the environment that produces the music. And because people are not going to be able to resonate with something that is not reflective of their own life. So I agree that it's the environment, not the music.
Okay,
Can I
all
say
right.
something real
Well,
quick, Trick?
yeah, just hold on,
No
because I want
worries.
to forget what I'm about to say. I just wanted to say that a lot of times when we talk about things about like behavior and things that like we could all have our own opinions on, because I think all of you guys had great thoughts, but I just wanted to just interject like some factual things here. There's an article it's a whole lot of healthcare professionals and psychologists that have said this, but music and television is already like psychologically acknowledged as heavily influencing people's actions, behaviors, emotions, and decision making. Music is already noted as altering our physiology and our psychology. If you guys want to go and check out some of these things, you can go to like the Harvard Medicine magazine, which talks about the fact that music activates the brain's emotional and motor centers, triggering chemicals like dopamine. It can even change you depending on what type of music you're listening to. If you're listening to happy music, uplifting music, or music that makes you want to get active, that's why people put that on at the gym. Sometimes if people are feeling sad about something, they might throw on Sade or, man, I'm old. So whatever else other sad music that people are listening to, not that their music is sad, but it just puts you in a mind state. So music definitely does influence people's definitely on record as affecting and influencing multiple generations of people. You can see it down to the way their clothing is, the way they're speaking, the things they're into. I remember when NBA YoungBoy was on tour and it was a whole bunch of fights and stuff going on and people were recording in there. I saw thousands and thousands of boys with their hair just like that, man. The girls in there, they all rapping, they all looking the same, acting the same, very violent, crazy, doing all of the things reflective of the music that they're listening to. So I'm not saying that happens with everybody, of course, because there are some people that are smart enough to not do that. It's people that say, hey, look, yeah, I'm listening to this. Like I remember, I grew up in the burbs or whatever. I was driving my car that my parents bought me, listening to DMX. Hell is Hot. And I just was like, yeah, I wasn't not gonna do nothing that man was rapping about. However, there are people, unfortunately, most of the time men, no disrespect, that do these things, but music and TV and television, all of these things definitely have an effect on our psyche. They can shape how others view us, they can shape how we view ourselves, which is why YT people always push certain types of programming towards black people. There's a reason why the only thing that you see of black people for the most part that's mainstream is struggle porn or struggle corn. You know what I'm saying? Trauma movies, slavery. They're not showing black people in powerful positions with no struggle. Black women not doing this, that, and the third. Black women standing up and being loved properly, and black men loving themselves. And you're not seeing that. It basically, all of the stuff that's fed to us is some type of craziness. And it's because they know that these things truly do affect us. And this just isn't my opinion. If you do any research on this at all, there are so many people that agree, like, respected psychologists that acknowledge that these things do indeed have an effect on us per se. The only thing, so I wasn't ever saying that the music couldn't affect somebody. What I was saying is, this is Jib, and I can't speak for any of the ladies on the panel. The only thing that I was saying is that how dare people talk about Young Miami before you talk about a Dr. Dre, before you talk about a 50 Cent, before you talk about an NBA Youngboy, before you talk about any of these other Negroes that have caused way more damage to the black community and black men and black women. Because this lady's song just came out a month ago. Or to what, a month or two ago. So we're not going to talk about her. We're going to talk about these black men first. And that's the problem, is that nobody in the black community ever wants to hold black men accountable. But as soon as they see a black woman has done anything, now everybody can see it clearly. Oh, I can see how bad that is. Oh, I can see that shouldn't be done. But only when it's a black woman. So that's my problem with the whole situation. But Brown Sugar, you have something to say? You there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, I'm my bad. I kind of forgot what I was going to say, but I do agree that music is definitely influential. I know certain songs can make me sad, make me happy, make me feel good, but I don't agree that it's your environment that produces it, because it be white dudes in the suburbs that will be listening to drill rap. Adam 22 is a good case of it. He did not grow up in any poverty, but yet he is still drawn to hip hop, drill music. So, I really feel like that music getting into your psyche does change you. And I really feel like some of these artists pray over their music, and it's very influential, even when it comes to rock music. That's another genre too. I just feel like that you have to be careful about what you're listening to and digesting, because it will change you, in some type of way. So that's kind of what I was leaning towards. Thank you, Trey.
Yeah, I appreciate the dialogue, y'all. I guess my perspective is more so what comes first rather than what the impact is. I think y'all are discussing the impact. I'm discussing the origin. And for me, the origin is the environment that then produces the music that then could be potentially influential across, people. But it all stems from the environment. That's where it's stemming from. Like, it's not being created out of thin air.
But see, that's what I'm saying. If you're in the hood, you don't have to make hood music.
They do.
They make hood. No, they don't. They make hood music because that's what white people want them to make. That's why they sideline conscious rappers and people of that nature. That's why they had somebody like Kendrick Lamar make, what was that, swimming pools, and he said he didn't even drink. That's the reason why you have somebody like 50 Cent who said, I don't drink, I don't do rugs, I don't do anything. But he's rapping about drinking. He's rapping about doing rugs. So how is it your environment if you're rapping about doing things that you're not even doing?
Because that's
the same thing with
Future.
Future. No, the same thing with Future.
The source is an environment.
The same thing with Future. Just how he talked about popping pills and all of this and said, I don't do that. These things are purposely put in these music to influence negatively the people that are listening to it.
But we're saying it doesn't exist other than...
But let me say this real quick.
Though.
I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. What I'm saying is that I think it's kind of small-minded to act like because somebody was raised in a hood or they was raised around poverty or, crime, that's the only thing they can rap about.
No,
That's
not the
not the
only
only thing that they
thing.
can
It's
rap
just
about.
that's the
They can
origin of it. It's
no,
not the only thing
that's
though.
the easy thing to rap about. That's the easy way to get out. That's the coward's way. You could rap about getting out of there. You could rap about love. You could rap about education. You could rap about young black men loving each other, doing better. You could rap about partying. You could rap about a lot of different things. You don't have to rap about these degenerate
You're
things,
correct.
taking advantage of black women,
You're correct.
making it like black women are their only worth and value is between their legs. And I think when we make it like these men don't have any other choice because of the environment that we're in, we
No,
give them
that's
an
not what I'm
excuse.
saying. That's not what I'm
I
saying.
mean,
No, I'm not saying that they don't have any other excuse or this is the only type of music that they are capable of making. I'm saying their environment is literally contributing to what they're making. I'm not saying it's the only option that they have or that it's inevitable that if you grow up in this environment, you're going to produce this type of music. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the environment itself is what they're reflecting. That's where it's coming
I
from. It's
just
not coming
disagree.
out of because it sounds like what y'all saying is this is non-existent and people are just rapping about degenerate things that
Because that's what
no
they're
one has
doing.
experienced.
That's what they're doing. Because if you're
Like
talking about
we were gonna say
because
degeneracy
that's
does not
okay. Hold
exist.
on, hold on, hold on. Let me say this. If you're going to rap about your environment, you could say, hey, I grew up like this. Don't be like this. Don't do this. They don't do that. They talk about harming people. They talk about their environment and add plenty of other horrible things onto it. They're not just telling the story. So these things are done on purpose. Like when you talk about environment, okay, I can say, hey, I grew up in the suburbs. I was here. My daddy worked. My mama was a stay-at-home mom. That's what my life was. And I could rap about that in a witty way. And that could be my life experience. Somebody could say, hey, I grew up in the hood. We were poor. We was eating whatever. We was doing this. We was doing that. But you don't have to rap about what they rap about. And when you make it an excuse that, oh, it's their environment, the reason why they make this horrible rap that's toxic to the black community, you just give them an out to keep making the same type of music and blaming it on their environment. And I don't think that that's a good thing. And I don't think that excuse is given to anybody except for black men.
But I think
Because
it does.
And here's the
nobody gave
It
thing.
Megan.
sounds
A
like
lot
you're
of
saying
them
that
rap
the
about
Just a
environment
second.
doesn't
If y'all
exist
could, just one
though.
second, please. If y'all nobody gives Megan Thee Stallion an excuse, Sexy Red an excuse, Suki Hana an excuse, Little Kim an excuse, Nicki Minaj an excuse. Any of these rappers that say, oh well, the reason why they're rapping about their behinds and rapping about smacks and rapping about running men is because that's their environment. That's what they were in. Also, look at the music. All the music before them was telling them that black women are only worth this. Black women are only worth what's between their legs. So do what they got to do. Nobody's giving that excuse and that caveat to black women. Nobody's doing that. We only give this type of crazy reasoning to black men. And I don't think that that's good. And that's exactly why I put these two pictures up here, because the difference in the black community when they're dealing with black men versus black women is really, I don't know. It's just scary. But if you have a quick rebuttal or written, you can go ahead, and then I got to get up here to Feminine and Kimmy.
I say something real
Yeah,
quick,
yeah.
Trick?
I wanna hog the panel. You wanna go ahead, Brown?
Yeah, I
I
just
can
want to say a good example, just real quick, a good example of what you were saying, Trig. Ice Cube from what was it, NWA? He was never in the hood life, but he was rapping about it, and he sold out his community for a life he never lived. So I just want to add that.
Okay. So y'all are basically saying, yes, the environment exists, but saying that the environment exists, therefore that's where their music is coming from, is somewhat of an excuse or cop out because they don't necessarily have to rap about the environment in that way. Meaning, like, yeah, smugs may be in the community. Yeah, you may be committing crimes and all those different things. However, you can still spin the music in a way that could be reflective of that, but not in a negative way or not in a degenerate way. Is that what I'm hearing? Is that a better recap?
Yes. 50
Okay,
Cent,
okay, okay.
50
If
Cent
that's
has
the
a
case,
song called How to Rob. Like, what does that got to do with living in the hood?
I see what you're saying now. Okay. Yeah, and that is this. I mean, that's a good perspective. Like, even though, because it was almost sounding like the crime don't exist. And I'm like, it does exist. But yeah, to your point, you don't necessarily have to rap about that just because that's the environment. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. I can concede on that.
Kat, in the comments, you said, is Casey a single mother? Where is the correlation? Cat, if you don't get, like, I really don't want to drag you, but if you don't get your dusty, ratty, shake and go wig having behind out of my life, it's so crazy when black women come up and want to get in the comments and talk about somebody else. Like, I'm getting real tired of black women that are like that. Please don't make me put your picture up and drag you the way that you need to be. Why don't you worry about your own mama, your own mammy, your own grandma, your own self, and ask yourself why in 2026, when we have TikTok Shop, Amazon, and everything else, you got that ratty helmet sitting on the top of your head. Why don't you worry about that first before you worry about somebody being a single mother, cats? Okay? Please don't. I really don't do that. Don't do that. I hate it when black women do that, because just as quickly as you can talk about a black woman, just as quickly as other people will talk about you and let you get dragged as well. Like, you think that the men that you're trying to defend would defend you? They wouldn't. They wouldn't, Janet Collection. They wouldn't, Sensational. They wouldn't, O-Tray. They wouldn't, Shaking Ghost Synthetica Carrier. Shut up. For real. I really don't want to, don't make me. Anyway, for anybody else that just came in here, the reason why I put the two people up here is because I'm speaking about the difference in the black community in the way that, like, if they perceive black women to do something wrong, how black women are dragged. And if a black man is perceived to do something wrong, he's given a lot of grace and kindness and acceptance. And people talk about how come we're bashing and bothering our black men. That's the difference. And if you don't know that, please just listen and catch on to it before you start. But once again, I just want to say real quickly, yeah, like that song with 50 Cent I was talking about, How to Rob, and it's a million different ones. And I was just sitting here looking at the lyrics while y'all were talking. In the lyrics of 50 Cent's How to Rob, this man says, come up off that watch now. I mean, right now. The only excuse for being broke is being in jail. And I just don't understand why people don't feel concerned about people saying things that they say they've never done. But let me just keep going. Go ahead, Feminine, and then I'll go to Miss Kimmy.
Sorry about that. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I am a firm believer that music is messing our people up, and I have been this way since 1999. I teach my daughter in the same way. I just want her to pay attention to what she's listening to and putting into her mindset, because listening to a lot of different songs. I'm a Detroiter, so I come up in the techno era where it was just so many different songs, like the song where you say the bald head bee and stuff like that. It's crazy that those sort of songs existed that talked about women so bad, but we were bopping to it when I was in high school. It took me into getting into almost my senior year where I was like, I think we all got messed up somehow. It's weird because I'm watching people who I grew up with since kindergarten, male and female, become different people than they were in like a span of maybe, I want to say 3 to 4 years. And I was just like, what is wrong with us? Why are y'all listening to these songs? Why are we bopping to this? Why are we dancing to this? Why are we giving excuses to this? Now I see why some of the elders were out there burning CDs and, calling for legislation on this sort of music. And then when I look at what it's come.
You still there? Can y'all hear Feminine Melanin?
No, no, can't hear.
Okay, that's what I thought. I think she might have got a call or something like that. I'll bring her back up when she comes back, because it's probably something happened with her phone. So I'm gonna go next up here to Miss Kimmy. Go ahead, Kimmy.
Hi, Triggered. Hi, panel. Hi, live. It's my birthday. And
Happy
guys,
birthday!
thank you.
Birthday.
25. My frontal lobe has developed, guys. Guys, why does Casey kind of look like Diddy's son? Do you not think? Is it the ears? It's the ears.
It's also that look.
Yes, with the like the eyebrows that are really, really thick, and he just looks like he's hiding something. He's got like these eyes that are just, they have secrets. They're so black. And I don't know. I've noticed when I've met a guy that's crazy, he always has dead eyes. Honestly, those are the people who life has sucked the hell out of them. And you can tell with how insecure Casey is. No one picked me. No one picked. So you're a pick me. You're a pick me. You're a bad bitch. What's this generation of men want to be bad bitches? You want to be on a stage with a thong on, ASAP Rocky, shucking and jiving and twerking and tooting it up. This is like leave rap for the women. These men aren't even reading books. They don't even know metaphors. They don't have bars to be putting in rap. I'm telling you, Nicki Minaj, I don't even like her, but even Megan Thee Stallion will out rap all of these men on their own songs. All the big hits, the Jay-Z, the Kanye, body them. I'm so sorry. Like, what's this conversation? Like, because even with men, I don't see know how you can defend male rap, because it is constantly put black women in danger. The way they talk about disrespecting women, hitting women, unaliving women, like, and even not just like male rap, but even Eminem, the culture vulture, is talking about unaliving and raping women. Tyler, like you've been talking about recently, he's from the LG community, and he's talking about hurting, to the fact that he got banned to come to the UK. Like, he couldn't come here because his lyrics were mad. Kanye got banned as well coming to the UK. Wireless got shut down. Pepsi pulled out because of him. So like, this whole male rap is actually leading to the glorification of violence towards BWs and women in general, honestly. But we will always get the brunt of it because we're at the bottom of the racial hierarchy and also of the gender hierarchy at the same damn time. And I'm so sorry, like, Megan Thee Stallion raps about twerking, yes. But the thing is, people don't even know where twerking comes from. They will call African American women ghetto. I've heard people say that to me from the UK who are African. And I'm like, you lot have lost your damn mind, because that is literally a cultural dance. That is a way of releasing trauma. Trauma is stored in the hips. I'm a PhD researcher in mental health. So I do something called somatic therapy to help release that trauma. So like, all these things that they say, oh, you're promiscuous, you're a hoe, that's literally benefiting your health. In research, people are clocking onto this, and they will come and demonize your culture, but be using it to help themselves. Even salsa dancing, it does the same thing. But oh, that's praise. You have classes for that. But if I had the twerking class, I'm ghetto. I'm a schmore. Look at how they treat Megan Thee Stallion. What the hell did she do except survive getting pew-pewed in the leg? The fuck? Like, even Young Miami, you might not like her, but she's still a victim. Yes, she's also wrong because she also victimized other people. But look at Diddy. Look at Diddy. Most of these male rappers are still siding with him. Kanye is publicly praising him. And yet, so many people filled Kanye's stadium with seats. It's crazy. But yeah, triggered. That's all I have to say.
All right. I got you. Miss Kimmy. All right. Appreciate you. Let me keep going so everybody can get a chance to speak. All right, let me go next up here to Navi. Go ahead, Navi.
Hey y'all. Somebody had mentioned something about how when we as black women get something, it's always a huge criticism. But when it comes to black men, they are coddled. I don't know if anyone saw it recently. It's a video about these black fathers who made some kind of walking group to walk their children. Now don't get me wrong, it's great to see these men take care of their children. What I did not like was the fact that people felt like we should have been praising these grown ass men for doing what grown men are supposed to do, which is take care of children that you helped bring to this earth. Um, it makes me sick. And people will bash you for saying that fathers deserve praise for bare minimum work because they're so used to seeing fathers not do their jobs. I think it's very disgusting. I think it's very weird, and just one of the biggest examples of we get dogged out for being single mothers,
but you get praise for being in your child's life. I think it's just sick to me.
All right, all right. I got you, Navi. I definitely understand what you're saying too. Let me keep going though. So before I say what I think, so everybody can speak, let me go next up here to Janae.
Oh, yes, you got it right. Thank you.
All right.
I don't even know what to say. I think I put my request in when I was asking about the KC thing, but then you just you answered it. So I don't think I have anything to say. I think I am still confused about the KC because I feel like KC has been dragged way more than Sincere Sinister as. And I feel like I don't know. I don't like how they've been dragging KC more than Sincere. I get it. Like I feel like KC was more passive, like passive, not speaking up. I don't like that. Like that passive type, kind of sneaky. I feel like that's what he is. But I don't know. I feel like he's been dragged way more than Sincere. I am anti-Sincere, so I'm just a little, a little biased right now.
All right, all right. I got you, sis. Brown Sugar, you had something to say?
Yeah, I want to say I've seen both of them get dragged. I've dragged Sincere and I've dragged KC, but the difference between KC and Sincere is he's disrespected Melanie by kissing other women behind her back. But KC was talking sugar honey iced tea about Anaya every second chance that he could get, which wasn't fair to her. So I feel like they both need to get dragged, and the dragging that KC is getting is well deserved, because you can explore, but you don't have to talk shit about the woman that you don't want to be with or that you are in a connection with. So those are the differences between those two. I haven't seen Sincere disrespect Melanie, the way that KC has openly vocalized and disrespected Anaya, which is wrong. So that's just how I feel. But I think I've seen them both getting dragged.
All right, all right. I mean, for me personally, I wasn't really talking about the show. I just was trying to make a comparison in the way if a black man is perceived to have done something wrong, like, or especially if they think that he did something wrong against a black woman, he's always going to be praised and prioritized. And anytime the black community can find something in a black woman to drag, they will. And the energy is never the same. It's always more intense for black women. There's always a priority given to black men. Like I said earlier, just like when you talk about police brutality, there's always, it doesn't matter what the black man has done. It doesn't matter if he was he was right there committing a crime. If he was unalived by the police in some type of unfair manner, everybody just automatically drops, and everything. We talk about how terrible it is that black women are not given that luxury. Think about when that poor black woman, what was it? I forgot the black lady that had the water, and the cop pewed her in the face, I think it was, because she had the water, and then she called them. And I saw Dana Dane get her little big bucket phony self up there and start trying to post that AI video of her and everything, because she would have
Sonya.
Sonya, they would have I think Sonya Massey, she would have never done that if it was a black man. Never. There have been black men literally that was out there harming people, hurting people, robbing, stealing, and they have been unalived, and the black community has never questioned anything. Like that one black man, I felt so bad for him. He was like, he was unalived in the hospital or something. I found out he was in trouble for almost unaliving his girlfriend or something. No black people ever said anything about that. They were just rallying behind him. So that's what I was just trying to call out. The difference in the way black men and versus black women are treated in the black community. And also, if a black man hurts a black woman or she's upset about something, it seems like black men get turned on by that. They want that man to be a superstar soon as he does that, because nobody was checking for Casey before Anaya started getting her feelings hurt. Nobody cared about that man when he was writing them fake poems and everything else. No one cared. The moment men started tuning in and getting locked in, it was when he seemed to be hurting Anaya. And that's something to be said and acknowledged. But Anyway, go ahead, Kalandra.
And I also want to add, I definitely agree with that because I don't know if y'all heard about the case of the black male that was unalived. Well, he was found unalived in Mississippi. Like, people are holding lives is sad for him, but when it came to Ashley Janae, it was her fault. But and I feel like the black community definitely has a real problem with that. But for me, I be more disgusted when I see black women drag other black women because it's kind of like, girl, they feel the same way about you. And then I also want to add a point about Young Miami. Y'all have such a big issue with her making a song about scamming, but you don't have an issue with Rick Ross was putting in his songs about rugging women. Gunna said a lyric where he was like tighter than a BABY. It was one viral song. I think Brown Sugar. I don't know if we were talking about the same song, but it was actually like a viral song where these rappers was like, Guinea got pop, Randy got rock. Now I'm pretty sure the lyrics are wrong, but I don't listen to music like that. And it was viral. No one held live saying, "Oh my God, why is this man rapping about all of these people getting popped?" But Young Miami does it, and it's, oh my God, we got to do something about it. And I feel like every time when it's black women and black girls, y'all quick to hold them to the fire and say, no, it's your fault and you, and what you should have did. But when it's black men, it's always like, well, we got to teach them better and we got to do better. But why don't y'all give black girls and black women the same thing? Because I can't remember how that song went, but people were making lies. It was no lies about the song about people getting all these people that got popped, which is very unfortunate about people losing their lives. But I've seen people make lies about Young Miami. Julio, you said that's what it was. I think the song went really, I don't know because I don't listen to music like that. But it was TikTok lives for days and nights. And then when Ashley Janae I think she was unalive. When Ashley Janae was unalive, black men were holding lies, blaming her. Oh my God, it's her fault. Y'all want to go date other races of people, but now this black boy got unalive, probably by his friends. It's all this compassion and sympathy, but you don't have no compassion for sympathy for someone else that was unalive. And that's why I say I feel like we're really living in a time where people need to look at black women need to look at their self-hatred. But I feel like we're really living in times with men who really hate women.
I definitely agree with you. And I just wanted to say real quick before I forget, I saw several lives of black women holding, and black men as well, talking about mental health. And that black men's mental health needs to be protected because people are saying that they don't like him publicly and they think it's colorism and they think that people just don't like black men. Black women have been getting drugged by their edges definitely aggressively on social media for the past 10 years. Anytime a black woman comes on the show, a lot of times, I said this earlier, the black men don't want them. They're looking for a white tea woman or a white tea Latina. The white tea men don't want them. They want their own. The Hispanics don't want them. And they put black women through these humiliation rituals. Black men are talking about black women all the time. And I've never saw any lies of black men talking about, let's talk about black women's mental health. These things can't be going on with black women. They're the mothers of the black community. Like they're the mothers to our children. They're the ones making the black community still be somewhat functional. We can't have this going on. Never heard it. Never saw all of these times when black women have been made to feel less than. Ever saw any of these men talking about black women's mental health. Before this, I thought colorism was not even real, right? I thought that when black men said, hey, I don't want you because you're brown or you're dark skinned, get away from me, you darky. I thought that those things didn't exist. I thought it was just preference. Oh, I can't have a preference for light skins. I can't have a preference for a light skin with loosely curled hair and green eyes. I can't have a preference for a biracial. I can't have a preference for a white tea woman. White tea woman, black men don't belong to you. But now all of a sudden, you see one bucket-head black man getting rightfully dragged, mind you. And now all of a sudden, we got to stop, drop, and figure out how we can coddle black men and let them get up on the areola and get a few. I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it. And I really feel like if you're a black woman and you're like, oh yeah, I do understand. We've got to protect KC. I'm really starting to think that instead of a brain in your head, you got rocks. You got doggone gummy worms. You got some doggone sprinkles that they put on top of cupcakes. It's something else in your head, but it ain't a brain though. It ain't a brain though. That's for sure. I'm never prioritizing anything regarding black men until they return the favor. And they don't. So what do I look like arguing for KC and talking about, oh, we've got to protect him. Oh, what about his feelings? Y'all don't care about Anaya's feelings. Y'all done screenshot this girl wig, sitting up, standing up, being stiff. You done screenshot her face, talking about she don't look good without makeup. I done seen some of the most horrific things that black women have said and also black men have said about this young woman. And none of y'all think, oh, when she gets out of here, gets out of the villa whenever it's her turn to go, and she has to go get her phone back and look at these things, how's she gonna feel about her mental health? Y'all don't care. The only people that people care about in the black community are black males. And the sooner people really realize that, the better off we'll be, because it's a lot of black women. I believe that this is, when I say y'all, don't mean you guys, but I'm just saying black women in general, I think more than 50% have this ideology and they don't even realize it. Like the women that say, I don't know what it is. I just don't like Anaya, but I like Casito. I like TT. I'll tell you, because you know what? Surprise, surprise. Look in the mirror, baby. You're a mammy and you don't even know it. You're male-centered and you don't even know it. You prioritize black men over black women and you don't even realize it. Because if you're a real black woman, and I don't like to like speak in absolutes or try to make it seem like my point is more valid than anyone else's, but I really do feel like this point is more valid than anyone else's. If you don't agree, I really feel like if you're a black woman and you're protecting KC and you see his humanity and you see how his feelings could be hurt, but you don't have any empathy for Anaya at all, she's just annoying to you, and you don't like her wig and you don't like the fact that she cried, but you ain't talking about Kenzie who cried, or Melanie who cried, or Kata who cried. You are a mammy and you prioritize black men over black women, and I can't trust you. You a low down dirty heifer, and I don't want you in my circle. And if you hear me and you know that this is you and you're not ready to unpack from that, unfollow me now and get lost. Because I'm tired of black women like that. You got to know better by now. But anywho, I think that was Navi that had something to say. Go ahead, Navi.
Oh, I was mainly going to back up off of what please tell me if I'm saying it right, Calandra. I was backing up off of what she said when it came to how, dang, and I done lost it, y'all. God darn. She was speaking about how the fact that when Janae died that same week, if I'm not wrong, if anyone, I don't know if anyone remembers, but a black man went and unalived his entire family, one by one, went to go look for him and unalive them. No black man or Pick Misha was speaking about any of that that day. All them lives that was going on, no one wanted to speak about the fact that that black man went and unalived, I want to say 6 or 7 children and his girlfriend. Nobody. It was weird. Along the fact that nobody wanted to speak about women's black women's health. Oh my God, Trig, I have a question though, because you just said something that shocked me a little bit. Wait, so if I don't like TT, am I also male centered? The things I don't like TT because of KC.
Nah, I think I didn't mention TT specifically because I think
Okay,
TT is I think TT's a mammy too. And I
so
just really,
yeah.
I don't respect mammies. I really, I don't know if I've really said this publicly, but I really, really do have, I think it's like two things. I feel like I can agree to disagree on most things with people. Like, even though I believe in God, if you don't, it's all good. It's not a deal breaker for me to listen to you at all. I'm pretty much really nothing is a deal breaker for me. If you don't agree, or we have different opinion. But I would say two things though, I feel like is a deal breaker for me. Cooning. If you are a raccoon, you engage in coonery on a regular basis. I just can't rock with that. And I really personally don't even want to be surrounded by you in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And also if you're a mammy, if you are a mammy, you're a male-centered mammy, and I see you, always protecting black men and running behind them and trying to get their validation, and you got all of this empathy and sympathy in the world for black men, but if a black woman or a black girl is feeling some type of way or she made a mistake, you don't got no grace to give to her. Like, I just feel like those two archetypes of black women, I just can't get with it. I just can't get with it. Like, I don't know. It's like those two things, I really don't think that I can come to an agreement about it. Like, I just have to remove myself from your presence. But anything else, like, if you pro-choice, you pro-life, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. It's just cooning and mammying. I don't know. Those two things, I don't know. I just can't accept it, because I just feel like those two things, if you're doing it as a black woman, is destructive. It's destructive and it's damaging to every single black woman. And I'm not just talking about black American women, which I am a black American woman. I'm talking about across the diaspora. When you are like that, you are damaging every single solitary black woman across the globe. Every last one of them. All of the girls, all of the women, all of the mothers, all of the grandmas, all of the little toddlers, every last black woman or black female, I guess that would be proper to say, that's what you're doing. And so I just can't, And and I think, was that Navi that mentioned, or was it Condra? I don't know who it was, but that mentioned the boy that went out there on I guess the lake or whatever. Who is that with those white tea people? And that's another thing, because they've been showing all of these pictures, and consistently he was the only black boy there. And my thing is, I feel like, first of all, no disrespect to the dead or whatever, but you were a goofy. And unfortunately, your mama was a goofy. And so was your daddy. Because I know that this is way back in the day when I was in school, my parents, and I was deep in the church, and we had plenty of white people at our church. We were told, my parents always told me, it's just a certain way. You can't trust white people. Don't be nowhere where it's just you. Because if you're ever with them and it's just you, that's when they gonna let their true colors pop off. And a lot of times, them true colors, when they pop off, you're gonna be in a body bag. Don't ever be nowhere where you're the only black person. Don't even be nowhere where it's like 100 of them and it's like 5 of y'all. Don't do it. So it's just like, what in the world, what type of intelligence were y'all using when they're still sitting there hanging strange fruit and black people from trees, that you feel like you want to tell your impressionable 18-year-old son that it's okay for him to go somewhere with a group of them and it's just him. And did we not learn anything from Tamla Horsford? That black woman that went to the slumber party with them doggone white tea people. And what happened? She ended up unalived, and none of them got in trouble. Even though some of them was linked to the cops and looking in files that they weren't supposed to, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I haven't seen nobody drag the family. Nobody dragged that black boy. But I can guarantee you, if it was a black girl and she was with a whole bunch of white tea girls and she was the only black person there, that's all people will be talking about. She should have known better. She should have known better. That's her fault. That's her fault. I don't feel sorry for her. That's what she get. What did we learn? Because there's no grace given to black girls or black women for nothing. So I just feel like, yeah, no. Anyway, let me go back up
Figure,
here.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but
Go ahead.
the black women on Threads, they are dragging that family. His godmom had got up there
Are
and made a
they?
post, yes, on Threads. Now I ain't gonna say everybody dragging them, but the people on Threads that kind of be like pro black women, they're dragging those people on Threads. Now on Twitter and TikTok, they are like, you know what I'm saying, feeling sorry for them. But his godmom had got in the comments, was like, oh, they were successful. They wanted their son around the best. And I remember these black women who gotta be roasted other people, they was like, got in the comments and say, you're self-hating. That was a self-hating family. Why do you look to white people for better? And I think that woman ended up deleting her comment. They're dragging them on Threads. Now, on these other apps, they're not. But on Threads, those black women are dragging those people.
See, I think that brings in an element that I think some black women or even black men will go against coonery if that's presented in that situation. And I think That would be the difference. If there was no coonery introduced into it, I don't think they would be dragging them. Like, I think that has to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's something that could tip people a different direction if that's presented.
Okay, okay. All right. So what you're saying that written is that that the fact that they were there and said that they were trying to get them with like the best people,
Mm-hmm.
that is the coonery that would make people not be in support of them.
Yes,
Okay,
yes. I
okay,
think
okay.
coonery can tip the scale, but misogyny usually outweighs. Like, that's the base of it. But if you add a little bit of coonery in there, it's kind of like, you can tip the scale a little bit. Where you're gonna have probably some people who are more quote unquote pro black than they are, subjective around supporting black women and black men. You know what I mean? So I think it's the coonery element than it is them really not being, not having that internalized misogyny. If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying written. All right, let me go next up here to Chilotem because she didn't get a chance to speak yet. Hey, Chilotem, how you doing, sis?
Hi, Triggered. Good evening. Hi, ladies. How's everyone doing? I wanted to throw in my 2 cents in this conversation because I find it interesting how, on the show, and I hate to, take the conversation back to Love Island, but that was kind of what my thought was when I first joined. So I find it interesting how Casey himself apologized, right? And it's not like I'm acknowledging his apology or anything, but even on movie nights, you could see how he looked so uncomfortable because he knew that he had been saying bad things behind Anaya's back and he apologized for it. But it's interesting because his supporters still don't see anything wrong with what he did. And that just goes to show or to, tell us how people actually live their lives. When people have conversations about reality shows or internet personalities or whatever, some people will say, oh, you guys are getting your panties in a bunch because it's just Love Island. But no, it's not just Love Island. This is a litmus test for how people actually reason and move through the world. And that's how I see it personally. But that's all I had to say. Thank you.
All right. I got you, Chilotem. I mean, I tell you, I really look at quite a few things that people do as like, I feel like what type of person they are. Like I be looking at people like, if you tell me like you like Kevin Samuels or you like that type of content, what you think about Meg Thee Stallion. And it's not that I think that Meg Thee Stallion is like like a perfect person. We all make mistakes, but it's just like I just know where your mind frame is, depending on how you think about her versus other people. So it's like, yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. I definitely use a lot of these things as tests to see the character of the person that I'm talking to, and then that'll let me know a lot about you, but from a lot of things that you say. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, sometimes when I ask people questions, they be failing. And I just be like, oh, okay. I just know where to put you. What is that thing that one dude said? Now I know your character. So yeah, y'all. But anyway, I didn't really plan on really talking about this for like too long, y'all. I just had a thought about this and I just was so irritated because I just saw so many black men today on TikTok. They were in my FYP so passionately speaking about the protection of KC and how we just can't let black men be degraded and dragged publicly. We can't make dark-skinned black men feel bad about their color and make black women or have black women seem as if black women are choosing and prioritizing non-black men over them. And I was just like, this is very funny because y'all never say these things when black women have these complaints. So it was just like, I can't tell you how many black men I had hit not interested on that I never seen before out here crying about KC. I was like, if y'all don't get up out of here, y'all ain't never ever cry about nothing that a black woman was going through at all. But I feel like black men will never be able to get the picture of how much they live in a world of double standards. because there are so many black women willing to follow right behind them with it too. There are so many black women willing to go right behind them and be like, you right, King. You right, King. I don't know why they treating KC like that. I don't know. I think Anaya just jealous. We can't talk about our black men like that. I like TT. And the fact that so many black men said that they like TT when TT is everything that they say they don't want black women to be doing. She nearly blew a gasket when this man said that he wanted to explore the other girl in the casa or in Casa Moore. And he only knew that girl for about 24 hours. Nobody said nothing about her. Nobody said nothing about this girl insinuating that she wanted to fight and get violent at the recoupling. Nobody said that. I thought that y'all said y'all don't like masculine black women that try to tell black men what to do, that want to fight, that want to raise their voice. And it's just like, no, that's not true. Those are things that y'all just tell black women because you want black women to shut up and take whatever mistreatment that you're going to give them. Because you don't mind that black women are loud as long as they're defending you. You don't mind that black women take a few punches to the face if it's for you. And that's really gross. Like, I really do feel like, and I know that this isn't every black man, right? But I do feel like black men are in a feminine role in the black community. Like, they're the ones that really want women to, because if you notice, right? I seen a video today. This is kind of off topic, but not really. I seen a video of this black man, right? He was in a car and he was saying like, I don't believe in tricking on women. I don't believe in, taking women on dates. I don't believe in doing that. Women don't deserve all of that. So then he starts going on how he found this girl and she really like him and she take him out on dates. She pays to get his hair cut. She didn't put gas in his tank. She didn't take him out on dates. She didn't did all of this stuff. She treats him like he deserves to be treated. And I was just thinking, so y'all don't have a problem with princess treatment. What y'all want is the princess treatment to be directed towards you. You don't really have a problem with nobody paying for meals, paying for dates, paying to play, paying for dick. You don't, like you say that you guys are trying, women want you to pay for their vagina. You don't have a problem with none of that. You just want to be the ones to do it. And I really think that that's the whole thing in the black community is that the genders are switched. Like, the men really want, but what I think is different about and unique about black men is that they want all of the treatment that women, generally get. They want that for themselves, but then they also want the male role as well. They want to be treated like women, but then have the dominating, telling what to do, running things as a man too. So they want all of the stuff that comes with supposedly being a woman, and they want the things that come with being a man too. So the only thing they want black women to have is only the negative things that are associated with masculinity, which is working hard. You know how a lot of people expect men to work hard, pay all the bills, those things. They want black women to do that, but they don't want black women to have anything else that's connected to masculinity. And they want to take all of the things that are connected to femininity too. And I think that is sick and twisted and disgusting. And I venture to say, as a woman that really dated a long time, like before I had got married, like I dated a lot of different guys and they came from all different walks of life. And I was not dating ghetto men at all. And all of them, to some degree, with the exception of my husband, had some type of ideology like that in their head. That they want to be the man and be like, oh, you do this because I'm a man. But then they want to be treated like a lady. And you can't have both things. You can't. And that's the reason why, in my opinion, why the black community is always going to be in chaos. Because black men want everything. They want everything. And they don't want black women to have anything except for servitude and struggle of. And of course, once again, this isn't every black man. For anybody that will come along and say, this isn't all of our black men. I'm just talking about collectively. That is the pervasive attitude in the black community. And so many black women believe that that's what they should be doing. That's why you got all of these older black women that still tell you to be a pick-me, and they ain't never got nothing from being a pick-me other than dick. Dick and destruction. Dick and depression. That's all they ever had from a man is dick and depression. But they telling you should follow behind them and do what they say. No, baby. I'm not going to follow you behind what you say. Because you 55 and you look 70 and you ain't got nothing to show for nothing. Other than a wet hole, a wet used hole, and no money. Like, anyway, I'm doing too much. Go ahead, Unwritten.
Yeah, what you describe it remind me of DL. How they want to keep the privileges associated with being straight, right? Women's labor, straight privilege in the work environment, society, etc. But then also get their black bone out. They with being DL, this like aspect of a double life that you're trying to pretty much have the benefits of both sides. And so I'm curious, like, it's almost like you need a term for this of like applying this same like duality that exists with them wanting to keep the privileges of being a leader, of being seen as a leader, that you're the man of the household and you get this like respect in society and all these different things, while not holding any of the responsibilities and getting princess treatment like women. It's like, what is this like double? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to word it of like, because we understand DL from that perspective, but I'm like, to me, it's like this is equivalent, but not necessarily from a sexual perspective or an orientation perspective. It's something else. So I'm like, we need a term for this element. You know what I mean? So I'm curious, like, your thoughts on that.
So you were talking about DL men and everything. I think you're right. I think that is a sort of the same thing, actually. And you know how some people, well, let me not say that, because I was about to say something about DL men and bi men, and I really feel like it's probably too controversial for me to say, because people
People get
will
it
think that I'm
confused.
being like, what's the word? They'll think I'm being discriminatory, but I'm really not. Oh, let me just say it. People just be mad at me. I don't even, you know how people believe, like, I believe that there are DL men, right? I believe in that. There are men that lie to women and they like men. And I think they prefer men, but they also know that they're not going to be able to get the labor from men
The
in the
straight
way that they can
benefits.
get it from women. You know what I'm saying?
Benefits, yeah.
Because women be doing a lot, you know what I'm saying? And so I know that they know that men just aren't going to do that. So they're going to still, stomach, penetrating the woman and stuff, even though that's not really what they want to do. But this is just my opinion. I don't believe that, and people are going to say this is a double standard, and I really don't care, accept it or not. I think that there's a such thing as bisexual women. I think women can be bisexual, and I think that women can be heterosexual. I think that women can do that. I don't think that men can do that. I really don't think that there are any bi men. I don't. I think that there are men that like men and men that deal with women because they like the labor from women. That's it. But I still never think that they really like women. Ever. That's just me personally. Like, I know it's a lot of men, gay, bi men that would beg to differ, but I just don't believe it. Like, when I was doing hair and I was going to competitions and doing hair, and I was around a lot of men that would be doing hair too, and they would say that they were bi, I just never believed it. Like, the way I was like, but baby, you are
Usually never
not
touch a
bi,
girl.
sir. You like men only. Now, you like to say that you like women because you think it makes you look a certain type of way. Maybe you think it makes you look more masculine or something, but you don't like women for real. I just don't think that men that engage with other men like women at all. That's just my opinion. And no, it's not the same for women. And people can say it's a double standard. Oh well. Yeah. But that's just, I don't know if y'all ever thought about that, or am I tripping? I
No,
could be
you're
tripping.
not. Have you heard of Drika? Like, have you seen her page at all? She covers a lot of this type of stuff. I just find it. I find these topics so interesting. But another thing too is using them for kids, like an element of the benefits that they get from having access to women if they want to have children. That they would have children with these women, but then go to the men. So it's 100% like a solidified view, to be honest. But I guess if somebody else wanted to go, y'all can go. But I just wanted to marry it to like what you were saying earlier about them living this, and I don't know if it's considered living a double life, but wanting like the benefits of both sides without the responsibility of both sides. And I just feel like that's so prevalent of where we're at right now, or probably where we've always been, but definitely where we're at right now. And like you need to term it. Like I think you need to term it. You need to you because you connected this concept. You need to call this something. You know how we have like submissive provider. I think somebody put that in the comments. Like we're understanding like the name behind these instances, right? And I feel like that's something we need a term for that. Like we have DL, we have all these other terms. I just feel like I haven't heard a term that really sums up like this aspect of reality. But yeah, I can land there.
All right. I got you. And I mean, I think all of you guys are making so many great points and stuff. Like, I really didn't expect y'all to get this deep and intellectual on me today. I don't know what to say. All right. But anyway, y'all, I am gonna wrap this up, but I'll start from I'll start from Calandra, and then I'll move around, and then we'll finish it up. Go ahead, Calandra, because she said she had to say something first. Go ahead.
For me, I do want to say that I think that when we're living in a time of red pill, I do think that a lot of men who consume red pill content, I think that we're among men who have a general hate for women. And I think that they view women as like second class citizens. They don't value women. They don't respect women. They only look at women as like objects to control. But I don't believe that all those men are GAY. Now, Fresh and Fit, August Alsina. Now, I think men like Myron, I think you had brought it to my attention. I saw a video, and his ex-girlfriend said that he really didn't like to have sex with her. And I think that the men who get on podcasts and say that women private areas are ugly and yuck, I think those men are GAY. But I think that, for example, like a man who constantly cheats on his wife, have babies on her, I don't believe that man is JY. I just think that man doesn't want to be with that woman. And I think that in a time, in misogyny times where red pill content is running rapid, men still kind of worship Kevin Samuels. I think that they generally hate women, and they don't value women on the same level that they value. They don't view women, they view women as objects to be controlled and manipulated. I definitely think that we're living in times like that where misogyny is running rampant. I think that men are misogyny, and they don't view women as anything versus objects that want to be controlled. Now, I do think some men who subscribe to Red Pill are GAY, but I don't think that, I personally don't like to mix misogyny with sexuality. In some cases, but Myron and those men are Fresh and Fit. Oh, they are GAY. I stand by that, and I don't care. I was on the live last night arguing with a girl about that. I told her, I think Myron and that guy who on Fresh and Fit, they are GAY. I do believe that, because Myron's ex-girlfriend had came out and said that they only slept together twice, and she said that he would act really weird about it.
Okay, yeah, I got you. I mean, I feel like I just think men in general can't be trusted, because I think that a straight men, G men, T women that don't like women and have the same type of unhealthy, thought processes and stuff regarding women. So sorry, I think it's all of them, but as a collective, not every individual. For people that they'll comment this in the comments. Oh, you're saying, oh man, like you get what I'm saying, blah blah blah. But I think Chilotem has something to say. Next, go ahead, Chilotem.
Yes, thank you so much. I wanted to piggyback off of what Calandra said, because it reminded me of a video I saw on TikTok, and I think there was a whole paper or whatever on it as well. And it was the video was referencing something like a study. I use the word study very loosely, but it was referencing the study that's how do I say this now? It's kind of studying how males today, relate with each other. And I think the outcome of it was that they are more compatible with each other than they are compatible with women, and not necessarily in the sexual way, right? It's just like I guess how do I say this? It's like their shared values, their thought processes. So they're more compatible with each other than they are compatible with women. And I don't know, I can't remember who was saying something about putting names to these new concepts, but I really think we need to start labeling them because it was so interesting to me. And a lot of men were in the comments of the video, disagreeing, but you can always, when they open their mouths to talk, you can always just hear the cognitive dissonance. They want us to be, submissive providers. For instance, in Nigeria, where I'm from, a lot of Nigerian men will mock pregnant Nigerian women and say that, oh, Nigerian men always become ugly when we're pregnant or whatever. Mind you, and they compare us to, women living in foreign countries and whatnot. But mind you, these men don't take care of themselves. They're just as pregnant as these pregnant women. They they drink alcohol, they smoke, they don't have a good diet, they're just walking and they can't even walk like 2 steps without panting. So it's like, you don't I hate hearing them talk sometimes because it really irritates me. It's as if they don't know that the quality of a woman's pregnancy sometimes is determined by the man's, his sperm. So when they start talking, I feel like I lose brain cells, and that's why I don't give them the time of day anymore, because it just really irritates me. But I wanted to just chip that part of my thoughts in. Thank you.
All right. I got you, Chilotem. Definitely understand your perspective. Well, Navi, did you have anything to say? I'll just bounce around to everybody to make sure everybody gets a chance to talk. Do you have anything to say, Navi?
I did, but I just don't remember who it came from, so I lost it. So y'all good.
Okay, I got you, sis. Did you have anything to say, Miss Kimmy?
Yeah, I think a lot of them are in love with their homeboys. And I think that even you see Corbin and Casey, Bryce and Zach, they are more interested in each other than their own couples. Like, the boys will cry over each other leaving, even in the UK one, but like they don't even care about the girls that they're with. They're cheating on them every chance they get with a bombshell. I actually think women, because of the misogyny like we've received, we have Stockholm syndrome collectively, because we as women, a lot of us aspire to be in relationships, marriages, live with men, and men see that as, oh, you're dumb. Like, they're like, okay, I can really exploit that. For a lot of them, like financially, socially, using your resources, like your energy, your cleaning, your emotions, even the emotional labor that you do. A lot of these guys, like my dad doesn't even know my friend's name, the place I go. Like, he doesn't know anything that I like. Like, so a lot of the times it's the mom in in the marriages, in the houses, that are pulling that shit together. And this man, a lot of the time, is still stepping out. So a lot of women, because of what we've gone through, our ancestors, our grandmothers, we have Stockholm syndrome, to me.
All right. I got you, Miss Kimmy. All right. Navi said that she remembered, so I'll go to you, Navi, and then I'll go down to Miss Brown Sugar.
Okay, thank you. I think it was you, Trigger, who had said that bisexual men kind of just don't exist. And it made me think of the fact that I used to have this friend that I had to let go of. Um, he would say, "Oh yeah, I'm bisexual. I'm bisexual. I'm bisexual. The gayest man you've seen in your life." And if you when you would ask him like, when's the last time you slept with a woman or dated a woman, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, the sixth grade. I had a white girlfriend in the sixth grade." I just want to remind y'all, we're 24. So I think you're right. Bisexual men exist.
Yeah, that's definitely side eye worthy. All right, let me go next down here to Brown Sugar.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I think that any man who is bisexual is G. I agree, it doesn't exist. Once a man has got bent over or done the bending or done that got guac 3000, you're G, in my opinion. There's no bi, there's no swinging my way at all. And I wanted to say happy birthday to the beautiful PhD Kimmy. I can't believe that you're 25, sis. Like, I've watched on YouTube. I really thought that you were older, not by how you look, you're beautiful, but just how you speak, how you articulate yourself. I feel like you're wise. beyond words. And I'm glad God created you and you're here. And I hope you have a fabulous 25th birthday, sis. And that's all.
Thank you. You're gonna make me cry, guys. Thank you. Aw.
Sorry, I had to mute myself. Yes, I agree with everything that Brown Sugar said. She said it eloquently, and I couldn't say it any better. I totally agree. And happy birthday again and again and again. You know, I really take birthdays seriously because growing up, I wasn't able to celebrate them. I didn't celebrate my first birthday until I think I was like 33. So I take birthdays really seriously. I think it was like, yeah, I think I was like 30, 33. Yeah, that was like my first birthday that I celebrated. So anywho, I'm just saying, y'all, so I really do, and I'm so happy that it's your birthday today, Kimmy. And sending special love to you. And I appreciate all of you ladies today that gave me your like thoughts and perspectives and everything, because like I said, and I don't say things that I don't mean. So I just want y'all to know that what I'm about to say, I really mean. Like when you guys come up here, it doesn't even matter if we agree or not. You know, if we may have different agreement or whatever, I still really respect all the ladies that are up here, all of the ladies in the chat, all of the ladies that were up here that dropped already too. I just think that you guys are so very intelligent. It's really like mind blowing to consistently come in contact with so many intelligent, insightful black women. Like, I feel like iron sharpens iron, or isn't that how it goes? And I really do think that being around y'all is like beneficial to me. Like, honestly, like, I know you guys sometimes say that being around me is beneficial to you, but it's just as beneficial for me to be in all of you guys' presence. And I really, really, truly mean that. I respect all of you guys. I love all of you guys. I like, if y'all be coming around and y'all don't be coming around, sometimes I get, sidetracked with life and I be forgetting, but I be remembering all of y'all. Like, actually, Simply Karma came in. I think she said what's up in the comments a couple days ago, but I was like, man, I gotta remember to send her a message or something and make sure that she's straight. I be thinking about all of y'all, even when I'm off the app. I really, really, really do. Like, I be thinking about y'all, remembering y'all, all of that. I just want to say I love y'all so much, and I'm glad we had this conversation today. And I'll try to come back maybe tomorrow. Like I said, my cramps and not this period has been kicking my beat.
I'm gonna say maybe we connected because mine started today.
Oh no! I've infected you guys.
Mine
Oh,
started
I'm so sorry.
yesterday
Oh, you started yesterday, Navi? Oh no.
at 5
I'm so
p.m.
sorry. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Cause I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I really hate my period. Like, y'all just don't even know. But anyway, y'all, stay prayed up and get that tea. Get that raspberry leaf tea. Also get that healthy cycle tea. And make sure that y'all be drinking that. And it help reduce your cramps and help you feel a little better. And my daughter came in here. She bothered me. I'm about to bring
Wait,
her for
wait,
you.
wait, don't go yet. I want to ask Kalandra something. Kalandra, did you mean Shamia?
Yes, I miss Shamia. Since you
Oh
said
my
you watch Real
God.
Housewives of Atlanta, I
It's
did
been
meet
pissing me
Shamia.
off. Angela is really pissing me off. She's pissing me off. I don't like it. I think they're all bullying her. I think they're bullying Shamia. But maybe next time we can talk about it though.
I'm gonna message you so we can talk about it because
Okay,
Angela
okay.
made me so mad last episode. I wanted to be like, Angela, you're losing the plot.
I'll message you back. I'll message you right now.
Wait, Trig, do you also do like reviews, like show reviews?
Yes, I
Like,
do. On my second channel, I do it.
um,
The second channel, Certified Overreactions on YouTube. I do. I'm just getting started over there. So I haven't got everybody on there. I did a couple reviews on stuff. I just reviewed, I just posted today, Chloe Bailey's, movie review, that
oh yeah,
Strong movie.
I watched it.
Yeah, so I already did a quick review on that, but I'm gonna do more reviews, and I'll be taking like recommendations on stuff that y'all want me to watch and y'all want me to review. Just please make sure it's not terrible, y'all, because if it's boring,
Real
I'm gonna stop
Housewives.
watching it.
Do you watch Real Housewives of Atlanta? It's really
No, I
good.
don't. I don't, but I can. I don't though, but I can.
Okay,
if that's the
please,
recommendation y'all
please.
want.
Pretty please. I think you would like season 17. There's a lot of like colorism stuff to talk about there. But the show
Okay,
is
season
really good
17.
though. I'm
Mm-hmm.
hooked.
Okay, season 17. I used
Yeah.
to watch a little bit of Love in Huntsville when Melanie was on there. And what was her husband name? Her boy
Tell
husband.
cheated Martell. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I
this
used
is
to
a
watch a
good
lot of
show.
that. But anyway, y'all gotta get out of here. I'll see y'all later. And I definitely we'll talk about some more things the next time I come on here. Just want to say I love y'all again. Appreciate y'all so much. And once again, happy birthday to Miss Kimmy. All right, I'll see y'all later.
Alrighty,
Yeah,
bye.
thank you guys again. Thank you.